You guys today about a book called Turning Pro. It's by Steven Pressfield, all right? He's an ex-combat Marine who wrote the bestseller War of Art. I believe Turning Pro is his second book. Anyways, Turning Pro, I want to read you a couple things off the back. Turning Pro is free, but it's not easy. Turning Pro is free, but it demands sacrifice, okay? What we get when we turn pro is we find our power, we find our will and our voice, we find our self-respect, we become who we always were. In this book, guys, he talks a lot about your shadow life, and what I equate that to is like, you know, we're all putting on this face, we are all in a rat race. We were all finding a place in the tribe of society, okay? In the early days of the caveman, if you did not assimilate, you would literally get kicked out in the cold, disassociated, and you would die from the elements, okay? Today's different, folks. We can't worry about the tribe. We can't worry about society. We can't worry about what other people may think. The more we blaze our own trail, the more success and power will become our own. And we may have the chance to turn pro one day. Okay, let me talk to you a little bit about what he says in the book about the professional. The professional stays on the job all day. The professional is committed over the long haul. Okay? For the professional, the stakes are high and real. Further, the professional is patient. The professional seeks order. The professional demystifies. The professional acts in the face of fear. The professional accepts no excuses. The professional plays it as it lays. Okay, what he's talking about here is that there is millions of things you could be doing. There is millions of things you can use to, substances you can use to numb your mind, and programs you can use to pass the time. Okay, he's talking about when we turn pro, we ignore that. You know, if life is full of like cut and run, get a new job, get a divorce, always looking for a vacation, always looking for the next thing to buy. He's talking about staring yourself down in the mirror and never cut and run again. Face what's truly inside of you and expound on that. If you know that you're a writer inside, that you're an artist, you have to sit down and do the work. As painful as that may sound, there is no drink or concoction or thing you can purchase or thing that society rewards you with. There's no substitute for turning pro and doing what is truly in your heart. And maybe, being kicked out of the tribe, and maybe going at it alone. And maybe, he talks about in this book, everything he does is regimented. Everything he eats is thought about. Every routine he has is to maximize the hours in the day, to have structure, that discipline actually equals freedom in the end. My friend at work, Armando, says, I will grind for 10 years super hard and do what it takes so I can have some freedom late in life. Do you want to just go 9 to 5 until you keel over, until your heart explodes, until you just have nothing left to give? And what did you have to show for it? You lived the shadow life. You had something inside you that you wanted to become, but you did not sit down and do the work. In this book, he talks about putting your ass in the chair for 2 hours, for long periods of time. And sometimes that hard work gets thrown in the trash, but the next day you do it again. And you look back and you know that you did the work. And every day is the same. When you're pro, you do it. And the answer to when the book is finished, you write a screenplay, or you do the next thing on your list. He talks about in this book certain things never seen the light of day, but as soon as he turned pro, he did it anyways. And I've talked about that in these other videos. You go to the gym when you're tired, when you're not feeling it. Those are the days you need the gym the most, okay? When you're turning pro and you don't want to do a video, or you don't want to write the email, or you don't want to take new photos or launch new products, you do it anyways, okay? That's what he's talking about in this book. I have not dog-eared so many pages in any book than I have in this one. And look, it's a little thin book. He's part like Zen. I could tell he's like, he got tons of knowledge of Eastern philosophy, and you know, this book is, it's part mysticism, it's part field manual, okay? Oh, we're like sharks who have tasted blood, or renunciants who have glimpsed the face of God. For us, there is no finish line. No bell ends the bout. Life is the pursuit. Life is the hunt. When our hearts burst, then we'll go out, and no sooner. Okay, he's talking about here is like spiritual enlightenment. I mean, he's talking about, you know, when you turn pro, it's almost like what Buddhists might call, you know, been enlightened, you know. You get it, you see it. You know, there's no fear, there's no self-sabotage, there's no, you know, backtracking and living a shadow life any longer. You know, the days are numbered, the agenda is set, the food that we put into our body, the exercises we do, the rituals. You know, he talks about, you know, putting his palms together in like a yogic fashion before he enters the sanctuary, which would be his office, where he sits down to write. You know, these are the things that you need to embrace to take this seriously, you know. When you say, oh, I'm going to skip a day, or I'm not going to write today, well, you're just telling yourself, that's self-sabotage. You're just telling yourself that this pursuit doesn't matter. And that's what the amateur does. The pro never tells himself that. The pro chases down fear. The pro looks fear in the eye and never runs again. It's like a dragon. You're going to run your whole life. Or you're going to turn pro and turn around and face it, and face life, and face yourself, and never ever run again. Turning Pro in my top 5 by Steven Pressfield. If you want to buy the book, use the link below. I want to ask you guys right now to subscribe if you like this kind of content, if you want me to bring you more cutting edge books, more philosophies on being high performance, on changing your mindset, on changing your attitude, on gaining control of your finances, on your health, on your fitness. Please subscribe. Please thumbs up my video. Thank you.